Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamutiraye. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So we welcome all the devotees on the continuous session on the glories of Srimati Radharani and Vrajadham. So before starting today's session, we would like to discuss a point which is very important, and it is explained by Prabhupada as well as Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. It's a lesson on how to understand the glories of Vrindavan. So it's like a man was roaming around, and one day he found a ring, a ring lying on the roadside, a ring with some stones and all. So this man, it was looking very attractive, and because it was just lying there, he picked up the ring and he found it just looked like a normal ring. So immediately, he liked that ring and he kept it. Then after some time, he went to a goldsmith and he asked the goldsmith, what is the value of this ring? Is it a real one? And the goldsmith said, yes, this is a golden ring. This man thought this was just like a normal ring, and maybe it will cost some 10-20 rupees. So he didn't care much. But when the goldsmith said, no, this is a real gold ring, this worth some 25,000 rupees. Immediately this man felt like, wow, it's like I got a luck. I got this ring from the roadside, amazing. Then he started carrying this ring. He started protecting this ring, and he started preserving this ring. And then after some time, one of his uncle, he was also a jeweler. One of his uncle came to his house, and this man was wearing this ring, Then uncle saw, what is that ring? It looks very nice. Can I see? Then uncle took the ring and he saw and said, from where did you get this? This is real diamond on the ring, and it worth some 5 lakh rupees. Then this man like, no, come on, don't joke. No, this is a real ring, diamond ring. This costs you 5 lakh rupees. Then he was like, wow, I got a fortune. Then he started valuing the ring even more, Then quite a few years passed. Then once it has so happened, he met a historian. And the historian said, what is that ring? That looks very unique and different. Can I see that? Then the historian saw this ring and said, this must be like at least some 10 centuries old. This is an antique piece. This is a diamond ring, must be from some kings or olden days, you can't value this. This must be like, millions of rupees. Then he was like, wow. So Prabhupada told this story and said, this is how we realize Vrindavan. When we go for the first time, many of them just see pigs and donkeys and monkeys. They would have lost their spectacles to monkeys. Monkey would have snatched a water bottle from their handbag from them. And the whole yatra, they will be discussing only about monkeys of Vrindavan. And His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj said, even if you talk about Vrindavan monkeys, you will get purified. That is how our purification starts. The first trip is like full discussion about monkeys of Vrindavan. It is like we got a jewel and it is just like 10-20 rupees. Then slowly we realize it's a golden ring. Then we realize it's a diamond ring. Then we realize it's an antique piece. And in this way, we discover the value of Vrindavan again and again and again. So, that is why Rupa Goswami has written, Vrindavane Ramyasthana Divya Chintamani Dhama Ratina Mandira Manohara. Vrindavan is a Ramyasthan and Chintamani Dham. Gradually, each and every petal of that lotus opens and the glories are revealed, and slowly we enter into the mood of Vrindavan. So today we start with Raval, the place where Srimati Radharani appeared in this holy place, Raval. So, yes, Prabhu. Okay. Yes, sure. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Yes. Sorry for the interruption. So, Raval is an amazing place. If anybody had been to Raval during Kartik month or later Kartik, you can see it's like full green. Generally, somehow we devotees from Mathura Desh go in June, July, August time. That is the vacation time. So many times we miss one portion of Vrindavan. Some sweetness of Vrindavan we miss in July, August, because summer starts at that time. The summer is in peak at that time. So during Kartik, September, October, November, when we go to Raval, so amazing, a tiny house in a remote jungle which is 25 to 30 years behind. We are living in 2020, Raval is still living in 1960. There is no vehicles, nothing, and it's green. A tiny stream flows down nearby, alongside of the house, which is a rivulet of Mother Yamuna. Small rivulet of Yamuna also flows near that house where Radharani appeared. So one day, this great personality, the most blessed personality, Vrishabhanu Maharaj, he went to take bath in that small rivulet, the stream of Yamuna. Yamuna is none other than Charanamrita of Lord Krishna. So when we think of Yamuna, when we take dip in Yamuna, immediately the sins which we have committed for millions of lifetimes will be washed away. The punya which we have done for thousands and thousands of lifetimes will also be washed away. The jiva becomes completely pure and he becomes eligible to go back to Godhead. And Acharyas have written, Goswamis have written, simply by remembering the name Yamuna is enough to purify a person. So imagine the glories of Vrishabhanu Maharaj. Vrishabhanu Maharaj is every day taking bath in Yamuna. And one day, when Vrishabhanu Maharaj was dipping in Yamuna, on that day, Yamuna was like, golden color. Normally, Yamuna is black, Kalindi. In Mayapur, if you go, you can see further if you travel from Prabhupada Ghat to Hulur Ghat, if you go little left-hand side in Mayapur along Ganga, you can beautifully see muddy rivers and, black waters. That both rivers come and merge in Hulur Ghat. In the same way, many of us have traveled to Himalayas, and you can see, Bhagirathi River and Mandakini, different colors exactly. In Devaprayag especially, you can see green color waters coming from one side and muddy water, and you can see a perfect line where both these rivers merge. So Kalindi is black color, Yamuna is blackish, and on that day she is glowing, she was golden color, and Vrishabhanu Maharaj was wondering what happened today, why Yamuna is in golden color. And the moment Vrishabhanu Maharaj touched the waters of Yamuna, he started feeling, unexplainable bliss. He was feeling that bliss, and, he was feeling so, enthusiastic, he was feeling ecstatical. Hairs were standing on the end, tears were gliding from his eyes, and he was feeling some kind of unexplainable joy. Many times devotees go on Vrindavan Parikrama, and towards the end, body doesn't cooperate. We will drag our legs, and finally when we come back to our room, we feel a strange happiness as though we have conquered the whole world, and we will be talking about Govardhan Parikrama again and again and again. So Vrishabhanu Maharaj was feeling this strange happiness, bliss, ecstasy, and he could not even see the radiance and the brilliance of water made him blind. Then after a few moments, he saw a golden lotus flower with hundreds and thousands of petals. A beautiful lotus flower was floating towards him. And Vrishabhanu Maharaj ran towards that flower and he saw the most beautiful personality in the whole creation, entire creation. A brilliant, radiant, beautiful baby girl lying in that flower. And the moment Vrishabhanu Maharaj saw this girl, this baby girl, he forgot everything about this material world, and with a great joy, he carried that baby girl and ran to his house and called his wife Kirtida Maharani, Kirtida Sundari. You come here and see what I have got. I've got something very special, very unique. You should come. And Kirtida Maharani saw Vrishabhanu Maharaj is glowing. He was in golden color. He was radiant. She had never seen him with bliss like this in entire life. And she asked, what is that? Why are you looking so brilliant? And what is the reason? And she saw this beautiful girl in the arms of Vrishabhanu Maharaj. And Vrishabhanu Maharaj gave this baby girl to Kirtida Maharani. The moment Kirtida Maharani touched the body of this baby girl, strange current passed through her body, entire body, and she was not able to control. She was crying, she was laughing, she was perspiring. All kinds of emotional changes happened in her body at the same time. And it took quite some time for both of them to settle. Vrishabhanu Maharaj and Kirtida Maharani, and they settled. Then Kirtida Maharani said, Hi, what is this? This baby is still. She is not moving. There is no movement